What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tuesday night chat with the Muskrat and Mr. Creole Catfishing. What's going on, my Cajun brother?
Oh, nothing, man. We're that time of year. I think we're dead in the middle of the spawn. We are just beginning in the hot weather and the heat waves and all this other good stuff this time of year. So, yep, that's kind of what prompted some of our subject matter for tonight was the heat. Oh God, the heat.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty bad here. This last week and the continuing week going on. I think today we had a heat index of 103 or 4,
Ooh.
and tomorrow's supposed to be even hotter. So
yeah,
we actually fished a lot this last weekend. We fished for almost 24 hours straight, and the bite was rough, man. I gotta be honest with you. We fished a chicken challenge on Saturday. We only caught 4 fish using chicken, and we thought because we fished that from we was on the water about 7:30 or 8. Mm-hmm. We fished it till 3 and got off the water around 4, and we thought, okay, this evening this will be a lot better. We'll get to use some real bait, man. We got some skipjack, some fresh shad, live bluegill. We're like, yeah, now let's go get them.
Yeah,
we fished for 12 hours, caught 2 fish.
Now, did y'all fish the same areas that y'all fished with the chicken?
We used the exact same drags. We used the same tracks. Yes. Because we marked tons of fish. I mean, unbelievable. Mm-hmm. We was dragging through some of the nastiest cover I've ever seen. I mean, it's just barbaric, thinking there ain't no way somebody's dragging this. And we drug it. I think all day. We fished almost 24 hours. I broke off 1 rig.
Wow.
1 rig, 24 hours.
You did better than I did Sunday. I think I lost 7 in 4.5 hours.
Woo! Daggone.
Heavy wood cover. Yeah, if you're gonna go after them, you got to go after them where they live. You know, that's just all there is to it. And every spot, I lost at least 2 rigs. So, it'd be all right.
Well, we ended up. Well, this is just how bad it is. All right, so we ended up big fish of the tournament. And that's fun to say until I have to tell you how big it was. Big fish of the tournament, 26 boats was 17.8 pounds.
Hey, big fish is still big fish.
It still paid a couple bucks, but still, it was rough to see that many people go out and fish for 12 hours. And 17.8 pounds was the biggest fish anyone could catch.
But it goes to show you, see, there's a lesson that can be learned there. You may think, oh, there's no way these fish are big enough to do anything. Go weigh in anyway. You never know. Go weigh in anyway.
After the tournament was over, we all admitted to each other because, in the moment, your ego and you're puffing your chest up and you're like, right. I ain't quitting. I could do this all night. I could do this all day. The next day, we was like, about 2 o'clock. If any one of you would have said, let's go, I probably wouldn't have argued.
Yep.
At some point during the night, all 3 of us were thinking, we got 2 fish, throw them back. Let's just go home. This is terrible. And we weighed in anyway and took home big fish. So,
and all too stubborn to admit that y'all had enough.
Yeah. Until it was over. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say we go ahead and kick this thing off and say hello to folks that are tuned in with us? Sorry about last week. Jeremy got stuck at work. The kids just had me tied up. They actually said, "Can we go fishing?"
Hey,
we hadn't had a lot of opportunities, and I said, "You know what? We went out and went fishing. You guys, some of you saw on Facebook here. We took the kids out a couple times, and there
you go.
They caught the bluegill we needed live for the weekend, so it worked out. Hey, it worked out well. But I see Sampy in the house first thing this afternoon. Followed by Big Wrench, Nebraska Wildcats. Downtown Ernie Brown was in here early on, along with Stonefly 71. What's going on? It jumped clear to the bottom.
Yep. See, we got James. Got my boy James in the house. Mr. Harold Bolton is with us. Miss Chrissy Brown, catch fish with us. That's probably Chris. What's going on, man? Mr. Kevin Walters, Monster Cat Catfishing. What's happening? Mike G, the takedown king himself.
What's going on
with Mike Greenwell? Got Miss Lisa, Burrito Catfishing Lady. Got Mike fishing the Mid-South. Got the ladies at Miss Benoit Fishing Outdoors. What's happening?
What's going on?
3 nights. What's going on? Palmetto, what's going on, brother? Good job with the tournament this weekend.
Kevin.
Got Mr. War Pig catfishing in the house. Let's
Bill
see.
Hopper.
Lance, one of my RCT brothers. What's happening? Bob Cat, the bumping maniac himself. What's going on, buddy?
You're cranking out the shorts, man. Like,
Yes.
cranking them out.
Very much so. Mr. Mike Irvin in the house. Got Crappie Day fish on. John Boyd's catfishing. Dustin Clark, what's happening, man? Another one of my Louisiana boys. Lives northwest of me, fishes Red River. We talk all the time, actually. Got Miss V in the house, another member of Catch Fish with us.
There she
Let's
is.
see, Stan 3, the James
What's up,
River
buddy?
Terminator. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see, Cool Cats Fishing. What's going on, James? Good to have you in the
James?
house. Got Greg Burgess in the house, another one of my local Louisiana fellas.
Got the AC on in the boat. Doesn't that just make you sick?
I know that. Yeah, maybe one day.
I'm just jealous. There ain't no other word to describe it. I'm just jealous.
Yeah, because if it'd be me, I'd have it cranked up. I promise you. CGR 4497. That is some people that I met at the store one day before I was going fishing.
Okay.
They fish the area that I do, so it's good to see them in the house.
Well, welcome
Sure.
in. Welcome.
Let's see, 922 Crappie Barbecues in the house. Mr. Jeff Wallace in the house. Let's see, Danny Stone, another RCT brother. What's going on? Yep, 4 fish in the chicken challenge. So, yeah.
I did see that. He did have a rough time.
You caught fish, though. That's okay. Shad Daddy, what's happening? Let's see. Mr. Randy Swain's in the house. Bugman 22. Got your dad in the house watching us.
Happy Father's Day to Dad again,
right.
And all the other dads out there.
Absolutely. Let's see. Got Jerry Parker, another RCT brother, and my tournament partner coming up the end of next month for Vicksburg.
Oh boy,
we're gonna have to do.
It's gonna be fun with me and Jerry.
We're gonna have to do a show or two about that tournament.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun with me and Jerry, and then Spiron's gonna be in the middle of us trying to referee us. I guess that's gonna be hilarious. Fred A, FOA Customs and Gear. What's going on, brother? It's good to have you in the house. Let's see. If any of y'all hadn't checked out Freddie's fishing line, that copolymer mono that he's been putting out, y'all need to check it out because slowly I'm converting all of my reels to Freddie's line. It's really good stuff. Y'all need to check that out. It is put up with some abuse from us in the river. And it is holding up really, really, really nice for us. Let's see. Bill Reddick Outdoors. That's a new name. I don't think I've heard that before.
I don't think so either. Welcome in, Bill.
Well,
appreciate you stopping in and checking us out.
Yeah, DNA catfishing in the house. Let's see who else we got. Mr. Warren Stock is with us. Let's see. Oh, Uptime to a channel member for 20 months.
20 months. Chrissy Brown. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anybody.
Yeah, I was trying to catch back up to where you were and scroll ahead of you, but
it's okay. So good. The river's finally dropping on Dustin, saying y'all need to quit sending all that nasty water my way. I got about enough of it. Jesus. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Mr. John himself, Rivercast Tackle. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you in here. Let's see. People just keep popping up. Big Slim 91. Good to see you, brother. I think I might be. I am actually at the bottom of the list, believe it or not. Big crowd tonight. Love it.
I did see Jackie chime in there saying hello to everybody. She's out hanging out with the kids and keeping
adult supervision.
It's usually she's supervising me, but
yeah,
for right now the kids require more attention than I do. So
David Smith and Steve Ransom just popped in. Good to see you guys.
Welcome in. Well, look, a lot has happened the last couple of weeks since we've been on air. So we did have the chicken challenge, and then the weekend before we actually had the Catfish for Kids tournament go on, and man, I had a blast. We had a really good time with that. The kids, if you didn't get to check it out, man, the kids just hammered down on some fish.
What's going on, Kyle? I just saw him a little while ago at the parts store.
Did you really?
Yep, just saw him. Good buddy of mine.
Hey, there's Mark Catfish and Crappie. What's going on? He says keep the heat
Mark?
down there at Creole. Lakes are showing a thermocline already. Is that right, Bill? You know what? We was on Deer Creek Lake this week, and I thought it was starting to kind of show. Water temperature here was 76.8, almost 77 degrees. So it's getting up there quick. We'll be talking about thermoclines and how to fish those effectively and all that stuff probably in shows to come.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the kids did a fantastic job during the kids tournament, man. We laughed a lot. We had and Braden down in Louisiana, he's fishing with Mr. John River Cats Tackle up here. That dude was on some fish now. Those guys put him on the spot. They said they was fishing between 120 and 140 feet deep and a huge, huge eddy. I've never seen an eddy 200 yards wide before or better.
Yeah.
That's a big eddy.
We see a lot of those on the Mississippi, especially in that area where they fish. You know, they're fishing just south of where I am. And it's true. There's eddies where you could literally spend all day hopping around in that one big scour hole and getting on fish. They really are that big.
Yeah, they were definitely on the fish. Mr. Braden caught the biggest fish he's ever caught in his life, and he caught the most fish he's ever caught in his life with. I think he ended the day with just a little over 200 pounds of fish and 17 fish. So that dude really got a workout. I know that Don Knight's in here, and his grandson Jack was in there. And man, I feel so bad. They had terrible internet connection service issues. Jack actually would have won most fish category had they had service to where we could have seen all the fish caught, because they caught 8 fish off screen that didn't get credit for. And I hate that, but those guys still had a good time. They was great sports about it. He still won another category, so I was happy about that. But yeah, the kids tournament was just a blast. I've already got kids signed up for the Halloween episode as we come closer to October. So we'll be doing a push to again make it a good deal for the kids. We got a lot of prizes. We got prizes still coming in. Prizes going out. I think I'm just going to go ahead and start just ship everything I got right now. I got a couple sponsors that I haven't heard from or haven't seen their products from, and I don't want to make the kids wait. So we're just going to go ahead and ship what we got, and everything else shows up later on. We'll just ship them more. Nothing like a surprise.
Just keep them going. Just keep them going. That's all you can do.
Just send it down the line. Yep. I just try to keep shipping under control, but I don't want the kids to have to wait. I know I can't. When I order something, I want it now, today.
Right.
And these kids know they got stuff coming. They want it now, today. So we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, tonight's topic, we pretty much planned on just kind of catching up a little bit, shooting the breeze, but you just can't deny the heat. The fact that it is super hot. There is some danger involved with being out in the heat for prolonged periods of time, and just kind of talking through some of the things that we do, all of us, to keep ourselves cool, some things to think about. Jeremy, this is right up his alley. I mean, he's Mr. Safety. He's got to look out for his crew and his guys down there to make sure that they stay safe and continue to work. Heat stroke and heat exhaustion are all things that can get you down pretty quick. I peed once during the tournament. Hey, what's up, Mr. Zach Murray's in the house. What's up, River Warrior? One of the things that we like to try to do, now I did it as long as I can because I'm terrible about this, but wearing a thin, long sleeve hydration is a 24-hour day process. That's right.
It is.
You actually want to start prior to going out and fishing. You want to be hydrating. You don't want to wait till you're out there and you done sweat 2 liters out by noon and then try to replenish everything. You actually need to try to get ahead of that when you know you're going fishing. Look, if you're like me, you're counting down the days and the hours and the minutes before you get to go fishing again. You know you're going fishing. So go ahead and start trying to load yourself up with some hydration and get yourself safe. But one of the things is wearing thin, comfortable clothing. They try to keep not only the sun off your skin, like this right here. I'm going to plug it. Some Sludger Cat Outdoors.
Hey,
uh,
plug away.
Chris, Chris Outers knows all about, putting the time in on the waters. No denying that guy's heart and dedication to the sport. And he knows what it takes to stay out there in the sun and stay out there in the heat. And he's got this clothing line that is designed just for that. It's wicking materials, pull your sweat away. It's breathable. Obviously you want to wear light colors, but keeping stuff like that in the back of your mind as far as keeping it. Now I can only keep it on for so long. I just get so hot. I gotta take it off. And I did. Zach and Jackie kept their long sleeves on, protected themselves. I got hot about 2/3 of the way through, took it off and burnt my shoulders with a tank top.
Yep, that'll do it.
They're not terrible, but I definitely paying the price for caving and taking the long sleeves off. So
enough to let you know it's there.
Yes. And there's tons of different name brands and stuff out there that you can choose from as far as light breathable gear. But shop around and find yourself. There you go. There's some good. Wabash Nate says long sleeves are must, light skin folks, along with a brimmed hat.
Yep.
I've been wanting to get myself a brimmed hat. I don't know if I can pull it off, but I'm actually getting to the age where I don't care anymore. I don't care if I can pull it off now. I'm tired of burning the back of my neck and the tops of my ears. They peeled so many times. That'll definitely happen. I know us out in the water, I've gotten a habit now. I get and it's a preference for me, but I wear all the Magellan, button-up shirts, and it's the fish series, and they're all vented, pretty open in the back. They're mesh, they incredibly breathable. And I've learned through working in the heat a lot that a full button-up shirt overall keeps you very cool, because all you have to do is this, and it's button in the front. It lets the air come in, come out, very breathable. Same thing with the shorts that I wear fishing. I have some of the Magellan Fish Series shorts that I wear, and they sell them anymore. Unfortunately, they were on clearance when they went out of stock. But Piscafun used to sell fishing shorts, and buddy, I bought me a bunch of pairs of them when they were on clearance, when they were liquidating all of that. And man, I wish they still sold them now. Jeremy, you're supposed to share that kind of information with us. I try to make a habit out of sharing good deals with everybody on here. Now you're holding stuff to yourself.
Like last year, I think they went out. It's been a while now. I bought me a few.
Zach mentioned he wears a gaiter, so he does. He wears a neck gaiter and pulls it clear up over his ears and mouth and face. It looks like he's going skiing, but what he's doing is protecting himself, and he's more comfortable afterwards. I can tell you that. Liquid IV, I've never tried that, Dustin. I've heard a lot of people say that they like that stuff.
That is an amazing product right there. Liquid IV is great for, and hopefully you don't let yourself get that way, but Liquid IV is great for when you start getting a little too far and you realize, okay, the drinking of water and drinking of Gatorade is not quite keeping up anymore. You're starting to see slowly the signs of heat exhaustion creep up on you. The Liquid IV is a great product. We have that at work a lot, and it really, really does work incredibly well.
Welcome in, Maurice Gateman and LG Bass. What's up, Tom? Thanks for stopping in. I see somebody saying hello to Dreadneck, which is my brother. So if I missed you, welcome in, buddy. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It took sometimes the names just kind of blend together after a while.
Oh yeah. Liquid IV saved me a few times, says Mark.
Yeah.
I've never tried this stuff. It's probably something I should keep on hand. I tried it. Did he say fish naked? It helps keep people away.
He didn't say naked. He said naked. You got to say it right. Fish naked.
And naked. Bobcat. Yeah, you definitely won't have to fight the crowd.
No.
Unless you get a skeeter on your. Nah, never mind.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. That's a whole different show of advice right there.
Half water, half juice. Stuart Fish Whisperer, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Mom's in the house. I got Mom, Dad, and my brother here.
That's awesome.
Welcome in, Mama.
Hope all is well. There's about 100. I bet there's 100 different. I call them home remedies. Some of it's to me a little bit of a snake oil kind of thing, but about if you drink this or you drink that when it's hot, do this, do that. To me, pickle juice is one of the famous ones. Okay.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with the pickles. Nothing at all. It's the fact that you're drinking a briny solution that's got a lot of salt in it.
Salt in it. Yeah.
And yes, it will put electrolytes back in you. It won't save you, but it'll crutch you for a while. How about that?
Right.
Any kind of briny, salty solution. If any of y'all have ever drank the Pedialyte, if y'all have, gotten a position where you're really dehydrated, oh man, it just tastes extremely salty, and that's the point of it, is to put all those electrolytes back in you in a big capacity.
Yeah, we had a big jug of it in the fridge, and I was just dying of thirst. I thought, man, that sounds refreshing, and I can't remember what the flavor was. It was something good. And I took a big swig of that stuff, and I was like, oh, it's not good.
And you see, this one is actually very true. To help prevent cramps, you eat bananas, because bananas are heavy in potassium. When your muscles start cramping up on you, it's a potassium deficiency. So eating some bananas beforehand, before you start cramping, like in the morning, don't bring them on the boat with you. You know how it is about being superstitious, but on your way there, you eat you a couple of them, and it will help you.
We got bananas on the boat all the time. Catch fish.
It doesn't matter. Those fish don't care.
Actually, bananas. I don't think bananas have as much potassium as most people think they do, honestly. But what was the other one? I had one of the most vicious cramps in my groin, thigh. Oh my God. I was hopping around. I thought I was dying. And I remember Zach had told me this before, but when I told him, because we did that freaking long 24-hour fishing adventure, the day after that massive cramp, my leg was so sore. He's like, why don't you just put some salt in your hand and just lick a palm of salt, and that'll knock that cramp right out.
Ooh.
I was like, what? Yeah.
If it works.
I took potassium pill when I work in the aluminum cast house.
Yeah.
My brother's first tournament, he brought a banana and we got second place. Yeah. We don't salt under your tongue. Oh, I was going to do it like a margarita or something. I was going to lick the salt or whatever it is. I don't drink, so I'm not sure how that goes. I know you.
Yeah, however that goes.
Yeah, well, but anyway, electrolytes are sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. There you go. So some of the things. Go ahead. A lot of different ideas, a lot of different ways to try to keep yourself hydrated and everything. But one thing I wanted to add, if you do find yourself beyond that point, okay, and everybody has different symptoms of when you know that, like, okay, I'm starting to get in trouble here. I'm really starting to get overheated. That's when advice differs on what to do about it. Basically, what not to do, you don't want to start pouring ice cold water on top of your head or something like that. Because in a situation where you're severely heat stressed, you start pouring ice cold water on top of your head, you could very well put yourself into shock. It's not a good idea. The best advice, if you or somebody in the boat with you is just kind of beyond that point, and you kind of need to start doing really doctoring on them, I call it, and doing something, take one of your bait towels, a shirt, something, wet it in the river, not in the ice chest. Wet it in the river and throw it over the back of their neck. Throw it over the back of the neck. Let it hang right here. It'll start cooling off this neck area and get some of that cool water on the blood. That'll be the first steps to getting somebody cooled off. Pouring water on the wrist. That thing that Roger's got right there, those cooling towels, those things work awesome for something like that. They are great to have. These things are only like $2 at Walmart, by the way.
They are awesome to have.
Knowing the first aid as well, like Jeremy said, there's some do's and don'ts. You don't want to put somebody in shock. You don't want to hurt yourself. There's steps and procedures to help cool your body back down and get your core temperature back to normal. So knowing how to do that and how to take care of that. I seen somebody mention about the electric fans. These bad boys here are awesome.
Yes.
This is it's got a USB plug in the back and a phone charger plug.
Yep.
And this thing's rechargeable. It's got this big old clamp on it.
Mm-hmm.
Clamp that bad boy wherever. We actually busted this out for a while, and it made a huge difference.
Yep. I've got one like that in the boat, and I keep I have one of the big DeWalt fans that you put the 20-volt drill battery in. Man, between that and a good quality Bimini top, okay? I'm going to go on a spill just for a second with the Bimini top situation. I know everybody, they like to go on Amazon. They see the ones for $180, $200, something like that on Amazon. When you're really in a lot of sun, a lot of heat, especially like we are down here, I'll be honest, those things are no better than a tarp that you buy at Walmart. It's just one layer of half plastic material. It will not do a lot to cut out the heat underneath it. In some cases, it could actually make it worse, depending on what color you get. If you're gonna spend the money and get a Bimini top for a boat, if you're fishing where there's a lot of hot weather, do yourself a favor, get a good quality one, spend the money. They even make some, like the one on my boat is actually double layer. It's 2 layers of fabric with an air gap between it. It reduces that temperature a ton underneath the Bimini. It'll take 15, 20 degrees off of it underneath because that heat from the sun isn't getting down through it. It does make a big difference.
You can see the fan blowing on me, right? I left the little fan on. Here's something we're talking about, staying hydrated. I know a lot of people like to partake in adult beverages and outings, but in all honesty, alcohol is probably one of your worst enemies when it comes to staying hydrated out there.
Yep. It will dehydrate you faster. Right. And caffeine too, actually. Yes. Caffeine will do it too.
Yep. So caffeinated drinks and alcoholic beverages will both work against you in the extreme heat. So, try to plan ahead and think ahead a little bit about what you're going to be putting your body through. And there you go. Matt said it. About the same time we did alcohol and soda. A couple bad items for you to have when you're out there in extreme heat. I love nothing more than a ice cold. Now I drink zero sugar everything, but cherry Coke Zero is my favorite drink. Actually, that's what I got right here. Zero sugar cherry Coke Zero.
Yep.
But when I'm out there fishing, I try to mix it up with water, and we had a lot of Powerade on the boat this weekend. Brain surgery. What?
I don't know. I caught that one too. That's Justin saying, "How do y'all recuperating from surgery?"
Oh, what's up, Justin? He had shoulder surgery.
Oh,
hopefully he can get some time away and go do some fishing. Can you reel with one-handed still?
I bet he could figure it out. I bet you he could figure it out. I watched him reel a spinning reel with no handle on it one time because he didn't want to quit. I watched him do it. And a big one too, a big spinning reel. I broke the handle off of it. Like, nope, I ain't quit. Still going.
Uncle Jeep's trying to talk everybody into a wet T-shirt contest. So,
I see that.
He's talking about wetting his shirt. Let's see who else we got here. He said, "I'll figure it out." War Pig says Hoover. Yeah, I'm ready for these fish. Like I said, they're pretty funky right now, which is so confusing to me because when I think about the spawn, okay, we all know that. How fish behavior works. The natural process is the male's head generally shallow. They look for cover. They look for structure. They try to build the nicest house they can build. Right. And then the females cruise in, find the nicest house that they can find. They drop their eggs and they roll out. They're only there they're not there for very long. They're in, drop their eggs, and they leave. The males stay, fertilize the eggs, and guard the eggs and protect them until they're able to swim off on their own, which is weeks.
A few weeks, a month, something like that, depending. Yeah.
So, in my opinion, that's just my opinion. In my opinion, the females are only in and out in a short period of time. They should still be catchable. They should still be eating. They should still be doing everything that they should be doing. So, in my mind, that's 50% of the fish are catchable. Well,
at least 50. Yeah.
I was getting ready to say, not all fish spawn at the same time. So, and not all fish are even big enough or old enough. On average, 4 years of age is the blue cat's maturity level before they start to spawn. depending on where you are in the country, on the Ohio River, our growth rate is around 2 to 2.5 pounds per year. So you're looking at an 8, 10, 11-pound fish before they're ever even ready to spawn. On Hoover, that could be totally different because on Hoover, the average growth rate's 4 pounds a year. So you're looking at 16 pounds plus before they're ever ready to spawn. So that makes all those fish under that size catchable.
Right.
At least half of the females catchable. And the fact that the males, not all of them are going on spawn at the same time or big enough, catchable. So all these catchable fish, why we still not catching fish? It's still pain in the butt. It still gets really, really hard. And I don't give up on the spawn. I see a lot of posts on Facebook and stuff. It's like, well, I guess the spawn's here. I guess I'll just clean my boat and do this or that. And I'm like, well, there's times when you just got to hang it up. Like right now, when it's 100 degrees outside, being out there all day doesn't sound like a real good idea. But I would still go because I still feel like these fish could be caught. Maybe the young ones go watch. God, Zach. Wonder about spawn in lakes, shovels and channels. So Bill, the shovels and channels, they will spawn in the lakes. So I don't remember their age and size, but that they will spawn at. I know like down here, we're on the very tail end of everything as far as channel cats go. Flatheads should be going on right now. The blues should be towards the middle end of their cycle for us, and the flatheads should be going on. I know, like looking at the numbers for Sandusky Bay last weekend, you could tell that the spawn is hitting like right primo middle right there. There were some lower numbers, but there were some big fish caught during the King Cat tournament last weekend. Channels went early. I think they might have with the temperatures that we've had. They could have. I haven't been fishing enough our lakes, honestly, to tell whether or not they when or if they did go spawn early or where they're at right now, to be honest. I tried to we caught a few this week while we were out with the kids. And what's a flathead? You mean shovelhead? Yeah, that's it, buddy.
We don't say that word in this show. We don't say that word. Shovelhead is a spoonbill. I'm sorry. That ain't working.
No, not in Southern Ohio, it's not.
Oh, I know.
We got to scratch that itch. That's right, Mike Greenwell. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So I'd have to go back and look at the date. My PB flathead came right smack dab in the middle of the spawn. I mean, like it was everything everybody said. You're not going to catch a fish, right? It was like middle of the spawn. It only takes one bite to make the heartache worth. Yeah, absolutely, Dustin.
Yep. It only and that the way I fish, that is 100% true. One good fish, it'll make the trip all worth it right there. See, Bobcat got it right. Yellow cats, baby. That's what we're doing right now. We are yellow cat hunting because the blues just ain't quite cooperating with what we want. So we said, you know what? We keep saying we're going to target them more. So we're finally putting our money where our mouth is and actually do it. And we're getting a little bit of success. We're getting there.
Well, it's I haven't been fishing enough around here to tell you what the lakes are doing as far as changing direction and targeting other species. I haven't got to scratch the itch well enough on my blue cats to give up on those yet, especially flatheads. I want to. Every year we do the same thing. We tell ourselves we're going to target flatheads more, and we end up just.
See what we were supposed to go do. See, this whole thing started out like Thursday or Friday. Brother and I started talking. Okay, what are we going to go do? Well, we committed to like, okay, we're going to go on that oxbow, that same big oxbow where I bought Chris and Telly and all them, and we're going to go pull some planer boards and go drag some baits and just get on some numbers. That was the plan until we watched Epic's YouTube live. Once I started watching him and listened to him by targeting the flatheads, and he caught a few, and well, that whole plan of dragging baits just went straight out the window at that point. Like, nope. See, that just influenced me to do something totally different. And I'm glad we did, because we were successful. And I was very proud of myself for sticking to my guns, doing what I said I was going to do. We stuck with it, and we caught them. You know, that was a big moment for us.
Absolutely. Grimo said that he's one of the local guides there, and told him that the some of the fish went early. And so this is where, Mike has talked about, when he was on the show a while back, keeping notes on everything and making it to where he could go back and, compare notes. And right there, he said he did it. He went back and looked at the water temperature and everything. And it does appear to be much earlier than what it has been. Now, I know that the temperature does have a lot to do with moon phase, has a lot to do with it, but the biggest factor, contributing factor to pretty much everything in nature, is what's called green growing days. So the green growing days is basically what dictates the cycles. So like your flowers are going to try to pop up about the same, whether it's right or not. We've all seen them pop up too early and get frosted and or a late frost hurt stuff. But the green growing days really dictate pretty much what's going on. Hey, there's Sonny Parker. What's up, Sonny?
Oh, Mr. Sonny.
I haven't seen Sonny in a while. Warpig says bluegills go after shovelhead eggs, so use gills for results.
That's what we caught them on. Go figure.
Yep, and that's exactly why we had a cooler full of live bluegill.
Yep.
And I don't know that we only caught 2 fish that night besides the chicken we caught during the day, so I don't even remember what the one was. I don't remember. I know we caught a giant gar on a shad fillet, and we caught something else on a shad head, but I couldn't remember what was what. Zach says his boat's getting ready to go. He still ain't put that thing in the water. He's been diligently.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, he is. Well, here's the thing. Zach just took on a new job. So he's a professor now, teaching carpentry at school.
Yep.
He's taking that on. He's also been remodeling his house inch by inch for about a year. And, he's chipping away at it every evening after work. So the boat has sadly taken, second or third priority on some of these other things he's got going on in his life. But it's getting there. I tell you, I was over there yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. And, I just walked over and just got to looking at it. And I was like, you just hang in there, girl.
Just wait.
Soon
your time will come.
She is so pretty. I don't know how I'm going to feel the first time a big slimy fish hits the deck. It is so nice looking. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to start wrapping the fish in a towel or something. I don't know.
The first time you put one of the big slob blues on the back deck and you're holding it up and that fish is just evacuating its entire digestive system all over the place, you'll get over it. It'll be all right.
Well, it does have a wash down pump, and it does have a really nice drainage system. So like the old ones, they had a hole in the floor, but they had a metal grate that set up on top of it. Well, it was, 1/4 inch thick. Yeah. So the water had to be 1/4 inch deep before it even go down the drain. And the new one's not like that. It's a flush, I believe, hole. So, it gets rid of everything right away. Roger wants to spawn every time he touch. What? Yeah. Every time I touch it, I'm ready to spawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's alma mater. Yeah, you go. Yeah, it's a beautiful rig. I can't wait to get in it and get going. Let's see what else we had. I had some other stuff pulled up here. We're kind of working through it slowly, as most of the people here in chat have had fantastic ideas as far as ways to stay hydrated. Whether it be prior to or natural remedies and things like that people believe in or people use.
And this time of year, for some people, this is why they choose to fish at night instead of during the day. Is simply because of a heat thing, Yeah,
I would if I was going to prefer to fish at night. Right now, in the spot. had a bad week. Car, I don't know if anybody's driving a Chevy Equinox, but Jackie's car decided to the vacuum pump that runs the turbo and runs the power brakes is run off the vacuum, and it exploded. So I lost the brakes. And it broke off the camshaft. So we lost a camshaft and a vacuum pump. And then after today, they told us we thought the car was going to be done today. After doing more looking, there was another part that is damaged in the process. And that now they're saying it's going to be about another week before they can get the part.
That's great.
So that's about a $4,000 kick right in the old gonads.
Yeah.
So that's and we're supposed to go on vacation next week. So things are just not lining up for us quite well.
just when you start getting caught up, something like that has to happen. You notice that it never fails. Oh yeah. Well, we'd had it scheduled for service. It was going to get the oil changed and everything, go get the tires. We was going to go ahead and put new tires on it and everything, had everything all lined up, ready to go. And then boom, this hit. So now we got to do all that plus new tires, plus, and now I think we're supposed to be leaving for vacation on Monday or Tuesday, and the car ain't going to be ready. So now we're looking at driving my truck to Myrtle Beach. The Yoda is just going to have to take up the slack, won't it?
She takes a lick and it keeps on ticking, man. Yeah. She likes the gas. That's all I can say about her. She does like the gas, but she gets the job done. She starts and runs and pulls what I need her to pull and stops when I need her to stop. And she's just needy is all. She just likes the gas. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie. My Ford ain't very far behind you. Mine is great on gas mileage if you can keep your foot out of it, which apparently I'm incapable of doing. So yeah, mine will definitely eat the gas when you start revving that engine up. It makes a huge difference. Jesus. Yeah. I've got a bad habit of playing around when I get power underneath of me, but I've really chilled out pretty good though the last couple of years because I just can't afford to keep putting gas in it like I have. Yeah. So it's not by want more. It's my necessity. I've got to. As my vehicles have gotten more expensive, I tend not to drive them as hard as I used to. Because it's like, okay, I can't. If I tear something up, I can't just throw this thing in my shop and fix them like I used to. They're too complicated now, so I have to kind of take it easy and not break them. Oh yeah, I seen who else just jumped in here? Oh, Brandon, Catfish and Dreams. Welcome in, buddy. Brandon. I was trying to find. Man, I had a really good sheet pulled up here, and I clicked backwards too far, and I lost it. I believe it was from the Red Cross. It had some really cool things on there that I thought was going to. They put out the Red Cross and a few of them. They put out their. You can almost call them like bulletins every year, talking about these topics and everything. I know OSHA does one too. In fact, if I dig for a minute, I could probably find it. But OSHA puts one out. I think about a month ago they did theirs, and I think it's the same one. Honestly, you'd see through the Red Cross. Yeah. Yeah, see, Danny's got a good point. Oh, that's not the comment, but yeah, see, basically, Danny was saying, this time of year he does his live shows at night. Well, he's trading the heat for mosquitoes. Well, I don't know how well that. Now we actually didn't have too bad of an issue with bugs. It was actually cold. Very chilly to us on the boat Saturday night. We was down in the 50s. And on the water, that's pretty chilly. Yeah, it is. What's up, Stan? Hey, thanks, Stan. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Oh, no problem, brother. We had a little talk earlier today, and I hope everything worked out. I didn't even get to make it over there to check you guys out tonight or see how Jody did. Jody's was tonight her first one? Is it tonight or next week? I don't know. I don't know if I didn't get a notification, so I don't know if it's tonight or she's starting next week. I talked to her a little bit during the weekend. We talked about the show and everything, and that'd be a pretty cool show, I believe.
Yeah, she messaged me today, and then I talked to Stan was trying to help her out as well. Just kind of figure out a little bit about some of this format, how Jeremy and I are able to stream to each other's channels. And how we set that up, and then also how like we did the ACA event where I could stream onto this channel for you guys, even though it was broadcasting. FOA said it was tonight.
Tonight was her first one.
I barely made it in here for this tonight, but yeah, everyone's saying it was tonight. So let's go back and catch the replay on it. I'd be interested to see how they do and how they how that format shakes out for them. But yeah, so if you're in need for more catfish action on Tuesday nights, what is it called? Power Hour, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, the Power Hour. Yep,
Power Hour. Yeah, that's what I thought. So Jody will be doing a Power Hour now on Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. to 8 o'clock.
Yep, just before us.
Just to give you a kind of a heads up on how Jody handled this. She contacted us and said, "Hey, thinking about doing a show on Tuesday nights. Would it bother you guys at all if I did a 7 p.m. show?" Absolutely not. I mean,
absolutely.
No way. But I thought it was really cool, that she felt that, enough respect to ask us if we would have a problem with it. I don't know what she would have said if we said, yeah.
Yeah.
But absolutely not. I think the more action, the more content there is out there getting shared, the more knowledge is being shared, the more awareness is being shared. For Jeremy and I, information and sharing knowledge and tips, tricks, techniques, just whatever is how we grow as an industry. So
absolutely.
I just thought I was pretty flattered that she called us and asked us if it was okay to do a show. I said, hey, as long as you end at 8 o'clock and you send everybody over.
There you go.
And now she's streaming, I guess, on Steve's channel too. And if they got it worked out right. And so that could be a big crowd following. So
could be. Yep.
I said, heck yeah, man, go for it. Bring it. Just send them all over here when you're done.
That's all you got to do.
But no, go check out her show on Tuesday nights at 7. So we'll go back and check it out as well. I didn't realize it was. I thought it was tonight. I couldn't get. Jeremy saw when I came in. Had the kids climbing all over me. I barely made it in here in time. Let's see.
Well, Josh, if you shoot me your address, I'll make sure you get one. I'm pretty sure I still have some laying around. Now, the only thing it's my old logo, not the new one that you see on some of my social media stuff. I haven't had any new stickers made with a new logo. I need to get on that.
The new one here that you got below your picture?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't made any stickers with that logo on it yet. I need to get off my butt, get that moving. I need that. I need some business cards. I need all kinds of stuff. I need to be more professional with all this stuff,
So this is actually Roger tagged our front door. That's right, Josh. You got the Muskrat sticker right on the front door. Mm-hmm. I've got a couple different ones. I go back and forth all the time on which one I like better. Hey, no problem, Jody. There she is. I hope the show went good. We'll have to go back and double check watch the replay for you. I've tried to get used to another show being on Tuesday nights. I gotta be honest. I tried it. I wish I could watch everybody's show every single night of the week. I can't. My schedule's so crazy, and just it gets crazy here sometimes. And
I end up listening a lot. I guarantee you, there's some live shows out there that I had probably never once been seen in chat, but I'm listening, because I'm on the road, I'm driving, I'm, something like that. I listen to a lot of stuff that maybe nobody even realizes I ever watch, but I definitely listen. And the Jody show will probably be one of those. On my way back home to come do this show, I'll have her show playing in the truck on my way back.
I do that a lot. I drive and listen a lot. Most of you guys know that. You'll see me pop in the chat, just try to say hello, let everybody know I am there. I just can't chat when I'm driving, but I do listen a lot while I'm driving. I'm in the car a lot. So sounds like a good idea. Get credit. So this is actually what I was wanting to share here, and it was from the Red Cross. It's one of their the extreme heat preparedness checklists. And basically what I was interested in is basically how to tell the difference, signs to look for when you're starting to go, into heat exhaustion or even a heat stroke. And so I kind of wanted to just kind of lightly touch base on these real quick. So for just a regular heat illness, when you're experiencing heat cramps and muscle spasms, a large loss of salt in the body. This is minor stuff. You can, sweaty, you're sweating heavily with muscle pains or spasms. Just move to a cool place, drink water or sports drink. Get medical help right away if the cramps last longer than an hour, and or if the person has heart problems. So if you're prone to heart conditions already, heat's going to get to you a lot quicker than most folks. Yes. Heat exhaustion, on the other hand, is severe and may require emergency medical treatment. So when you start going from just some heavy sweating and some muscle pains and discomfort, and you move into heavy sweating, you're cold, you get cold chills, pale, clammy skin, you got a fast or a weak pulse, you start feeling nauseous, and you have muscle cramps, or you start feeling tired or weak, or dizziness and headache, and start passing out. These are signs of severe heat exhaustion. And again, you need to move to a cool place, loosen tight clothing, cool the body using wet clothing, misting, fanning, or a cool bath. Sip water slowly. Actually, Zach taught me this. When you are dehydrated and you're trying to get fluids back into your body, do not drink cold water. Drink room temperature water. Don't get in a cooler. I know it feels better but here's what happens. Your body has to go through and heat that back up to 98.6 degrees before it can start processing it into your body first, right? Because you can't just send ice cold water through your entire body. So cold water, your body actually has to work to warm it all the way up before it actually starts getting, working into your bloodstream and helping you out. So,
and that could actually put you in the shock too. If you take let's say a bottle of just ice cold, ice chest water and just chug it, and you're under heat exhaustion, that sudden shock of that cold water, it could actually put your body in the shock. What they recommend is if all you have is bottles of water that were in your ice chest, take one sip and hold it in your mouth for 5 seconds before you swallow it. Give it a chance to warm up just a little before putting that in your system, so it don't put you in the shock.
Yeah, great.
Very slowly.
Good information there, Jeremy. So yeah, it was your first instinct is to get cold water and get it in your body as fast as you can, but it's really not. That's really not the way you want to do it. And it says get medical attention right away if you start vomiting, or if your vomiting occurs, symptoms last longer than an hour, or they continue to get worse, or confusion develops. So if you start, they start to feel like, not only the dizziness and passing out, but if they start feeling confused and, not putting things together properly, which could be me on any given day. So I'm not sure how Jackie's going to tell the difference here.
An important thing to remember with all these symptoms is everybody's different, and everybody is going to have those symptoms occurring in different order. Okay. You're not now the profuse sweating. That's always going to be one of your first symptoms, no matter what. And look, and I've seen the comments in chat. Oh, I'm a big guy. I sweat a lot, no matter what. A key thing to remember is the difference. You're going to start sweating out of places you don't normally sweat. Right. Like everybody knows that, like me, for example, when I get hot, the first place I sweat is my back. Just for whatever reason, I sweat down my back first, then everything else later. When I start sweating a lot, like from my forehead and it's running down my face, that's my signal. Like, whoa, I don't want to sweat here at all. That's not something I normally do. So it's like, okay, now is my signal that something's starting to cross the line. That's how you know the difference between I'm sweating or okay, wait a minute, I'm sweating too much, I'm going to get in trouble here in a little while.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so like Jeremy said, they're knowing your body and what's normal and not normal for you is can be very critical when you're kind of working in these heats. And then the last one here is heat stroke is deadly and requires immediate emergency treatment. So your high body temperature is if your body temperature gets 104 or higher, which we all know that's bad news right there.
That's bad.
You're hot, you're red or dry, hot, red, dry, or damp skin, fast, strong pulse, headache, dizziness, nausea, confusing, and passing out. When you start experiencing all that together, it's just time to call 911. Obviously, get your body to a cool place.
Yep.
Using, like we talked before, the cooling towels, wet T-shirt contest, wet your hat, dip your hat in the river or the lake and put it on. These are, things we've all had to do or tried, and it gets really hot. But if you're not familiar with this checklist or not familiar with what you should, take a second to just Google it and check it out. This here was just from the Red Cross. I just typed in some extreme heat. I don't even remember what I Googled, but there's a lot of information out there. So not only for yourself, but like if you're fishing with somebody, they might not understand or might not see the effects of this stuff coming on, but you could maybe identify it before they do. You might be able to save somebody from a catastrophic event or just a lot of pain and discomfort.
And situations like this, that's not a time to be tough and to be too proud to say, because if you're, let's say one of four people in the boat and you're starting to get in a little bit of trouble, but everybody else seems like they're fine. Don't sit there and be too proud and be like, oh, well, I'm not going to, I ain't going to call it quits. Look, everybody's different. You do what you got to do. It depends on your heat tolerance levels, things like that. Those of us that live down south, we're generally a little more tolerant to the heat than most people just because we live with it all the time. But don't believe for a second that I'm going to get out in some 100-degree heat and just go after it like nothing's wrong. I got to take my preparations just like everybody else does. Trust me. I don't care how used to the heat you are. There's only so much the human body can take and still keep up.
Yeah. I guess out here, Danny Stone said the last time he went to Baldwin, 2.5 hours of driving with his hands and arms cramping so bad he had to pull over. He lost use of his hands from cramps. So, it could creep up on you, and it's definitely something to take serious. This heat. This is just the beginning of the season, right? This is the first major heat wave, at least for us here in our region. I know, Jeremy, down south, you guys have probably had some hot temperatures before now. Yeah. We're just a bunch of wimps.
Yeah, it took a little while. The past few weeks, finally, it's gotten to where it's been really hot, like what we call hot. The humidity's really picked up, and it started getting really uncomfortable.
There you go, man. Awesome tips, man. Love the interaction. You guys are keeping information pumping in, and dipping your feet in the water. Your feet will circulate the cold blood through your system. It's kind of like a radiator, like a car. You get one part of your body cool, just like the heat. We both know your kidneys are going to be if you're in it really cold, you can get your kidneys warmed up, and it's going to warm up your body faster than just about anything else as you start warming up your core, and it'll take care of the rest. The extremities are the last thing your body worries about, honestly. There you go. Dustin says, fill up the live well and just lay in it. So if
I need a big ass live well, for me.
Zach's got that new Sea Art, and it's got 100, I think it's 100-gallon live well in that thing. I said, we can lay in there. You get them jets all turned on.
Oh man, turn that thing into a jacuzzi.
That's right. Just about any body of water I sit in turns into a jacuzzi.
Definitely. But it's that time of year. But you know what? We're not gonna stay home. We're gonna still go fishing. We're gonna do what we got to do to get out there and go fishing. So, hey, we just got to take proper precautions. That's all.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just looking over a couple other things here, see if there's anything else we can add to the talk today. This is an OSHA safety sheet that I'm familiar with here. So just of course, everybody knows this, but pay attention to your urine. If you go to take a leak and it is dark in color, you are not getting enough fluids. And that's not just a heat thing. That's really general health.
That's with anything.
Overall.
Yeah, that's with anything.
But it's just something to keep in mind as you're out there, doing your thing. He's like, man, I really need to keep some more. So if you are already experiencing low fluids, and then you take yourself out to try to get into the heat, you're going to be in trouble soon. So like it was mentioned earlier in the show, 24 hours. Oh, right there. Big Rich said it. Color of your urine will tell you a lot. I didn't even see that. Yeah, exactly. Plan ahead. If you're going fishing the next day, start drinking plenty of fluids, get your body well hydrated 24 hours in advance.
The night before.
Most of us don't just, well, I say most of us, just about any of us on any given second, just walk out the door and be like, you know what, I'm going fishing. But for most of us, it's a planned event. And, we know that we're going to go and so get your body ready for it, be hydrated, watch out for yourselves and each other. Wait, that's how Jerry Springer ends the show.
Kind of is, isn't it? I know my normal routine, and I do this for work especially, but I think I prep more for work than I do going fishing, to be dead honest with you. Is like the night before, like when we get off live for this show, I'm gonna go smash a 32-ounce Gatorade Zero. I'm gonna go smash one before I go to bed. That's right there. And then when I wake up, I always stop at the store in the morning before I go to work. I'm gonna get me another one, and I'm gonna be drinking that one on the way to the job site. That way, I've got 64 ounces of electrolyte drinks in me before I sweat the first time. Even start the day, I've got it in me already. And depending on how hot it's going to be, I try to stay. If you wait till you're thirsty to start drinking something, you're already too late. You have to kind of force yourself to drink, more than what you might be comfortable with, but you just gotta keep up with it. And it helps me a lot.
He says he drinks 5 gallons of water and still pees orange juice.
I've been there. Yep.
Matt's right there. If you're not sweating, you're in trouble.
You're in big trouble, right? Because sweating is what your body uses to cool itself off. That's the system. You sweat, moisture gets on your skin, that absorbs the heat, it evaporates, more sweat comes. It's a cycle. That's why this high humidity that we have down here is so dangerous. Because you'll start sweating, but it's so humid that the sweat won't evaporate. And then the sweat warms up and it just sits there and it just cooks you. You have no way of dissipating the heat because the humidity doesn't let the sweat evaporate. So it's very, very dangerous in these high humidity situations.
Evaporation process is your cooling. Yeah, just like you see these big, energy centers, or not energy centers, but power plants, and they've got the steam over on it because the evaporation process is what they're doing. And that's what's cooling. And so one of the tricks that we use on the boat, again, Zach did this, I don't know, a couple of years ago, is keeping our bait. If you've got bait laying up on a cutting board, if you're going to use it relatively quick, we'll leave it out for just a little bit. But we we dip one of our towels in the water, and then lay it on the bait, and the evaporation process will actually keep that bait pretty cool for a little while. This extreme heat probably wouldn't last real long, but the evaporation process is what generates the cooling effect, and we can keep our bait on the cutting board a little bit longer, keep it from drying out and getting nasty, just by using a wet towel.
Yeah, and even remember that when you're catching fish, and because most of us in here fish on some type of aluminum boat, or whatever it may be. Remember that when you're picking up that fish in the net and setting it down on that deck. We've got in a habit to where I'll hold that fish up above the deck for about a couple of seconds, let some of that water drip on the deck of my boat, cool it off a little bit before setting the fish on it, because I can't walk in my boat barefooted during the summer. It'll absolutely cook the bottom of my feet. It's hot aluminum. You don't want to put a fish down on that. You're going to hurt them.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's actually the first person I see to really kind of make an issue out of that, make a point out of that, was Richard Jean, the fishing machine. He'll bring his he'll go scoop a crappie or something up, and when he scoops it up, he just lets that net and the fish just pour a bunch of water onto the deck of the boat and kind of cool it off a little bit before he lays the net down and tries to get the fish out. But you're right. I mean, that's like branding them. You know what I mean? You're going to have diamond plate marks on our catfish. We keep branding them out there. So, well, guys, we just kind of wanted to touch base a little bit about the heat, and it's here to stay for a while. Familiarize yourself with some of these things we talked about tonight, and just like it was said before, watching out for each other. Some of us might not even realize what's going on until it's too late. But if we're a good friend, we'll speak up and we'll help each other out and keep an eye on each other when we're out there in the heat doing our thing. So, holy crap, 9 p.m. I know, Stan.
It passes fast.
I know. I just now realized it was 9 p.m. Jeremy, I don't remember what day we're leaving for vacation next week or what that looks like. So we may be on the road or we may be in Myrtle Beach come next Tuesday. So Jeremy and I will get those plans all ironed out for you guys.
We'll figure that out.
Then we're going to get back to try to get some high quality guests back into the show here and take things up a notch a little bit.
Yes.
And see if we can't. I'll be honest with you. I've reached out to a lot of folks right now, and it's prime time tournament season, right? There's a lot of big tournaments going on. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of the tournament anglers that I like to talk to with you guys, pretty hectic schedules. So as things start to wind down a little bit, we should be able to have more availability for that and get some more folks in here. But again, anytime you guys watch a lot more YouTube and a lot more channels than we do. If there's somebody out there that you guys like or that you guys have just got turned on to, and maybe we've never seen, never heard of before, or maybe we haven't talked to them in a long time, feel free to shoot me and Jeremy a message and say, hey, have you thought about bringing so-and-so on? Because we'd love to have new folks on the show, especially newer channels, folks that are just kind of getting started and wanting to grow and see what they've got going on. But anytime you guys got a show idea or a guest idea, feel free to shoot us a message, man. We're more than happy to try to make a show about it out of just about anything. Roger, I want to see some saltwater fishing videos. Don't disappoint me. Well, you can see them, but they ain't gonna be for me. We actually were supposed to do some saltwater fishing down in Myrtle Beach. We had a couple charters lined up, but honestly, with recent events, we've had to go ahead and back out of that. For what it would cost to go out for a day of fishing, I could go out for like 2 days of fishing in my boat.
2 days.
My boat ain't a whole lot cheaper, but it's cheaper. So no, I don't think we're going to make it out and do any fishing this trip, but there's next time and the time after that, the time after that.
Right.
So, all right, you're going to get Uncle Larry, the worm farmer and stink bait manufacturer, to guest. Hey, a show about how Roger still won't feed Freddie better cheddars. Freddie, you wouldn't come over. Turd.
Man.
Freddie travels all the way down my neck of the woods. He'll go fishing with J-Dog, but he won't even tell me, hey, I'll be down your way if you want to stop by or hang out with me or give me a hug. No love for the muskrat.
That's a shame. That's a shame.
I love you. I love you, buddy. All right, guys, we're going to head on out of here, man. Thanks, everybody, so much for stopping in and hanging out with us. Be sure to tune in next week for who knows what.
Who knows what?
Who knows what? Start your Tuesday night out early with 7 o'clock with Pontoon Jody and the Monster Rod Holders Power Hour. I made that sound like I had it written down, didn't I?
That was good. That's worth like $5, right? Every time you do that.
Jody, you got my PayPal.
There you go.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. Same cat time, same cat channel.
Don't be everybody.
Cast.